So what I heard along the way a lot was, it's good that you caught it early. 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 Yes, welcome back. Welcome to the third part and hopefully the final part of this series. At least for this initial phase. Maybe I'll make this all the way up to maybe like my surgery in terms of how I'm going to discuss it. But I'm glad you came back. I don't think I really agreed with y'all on day 2. I just got into it. I just started talking. And I think a lot of times I do it because I have Aurora who thinks that if she hears me doing anything without her, that I have deprived her of something. And if you don't know who Aurora is our special needs baby, or one of our special needs babies, but she's the baby of the family. So I'm going to talk fast again because she's ready to go to bed or getting ready to go to bed. So I don't want to hold her up from that. So yesterday's episode, I love it. We stopped at me talking about getting the official, they checked the cells, they were cancerous, they were malignant, and I was getting ready to meet my care team. So when you get the diagnosis or the test results back to say that you do have cancer cells in your body, they call like the next week or the next couple of days and say, hey, I'm getting ready to set you up. You're going to need an oncologist. You're going to need the diagnostic oncologist. No, the radiological oncologist. I apologize. And of course, your breast cancer surgeon. The person that's going to remove the terrible thing from your body. So, with that being said, you remember when we ended the last video, I was saying that if you get the option to just ask to meet your breast cancer surgeon and they will honor that, do that. My appointments were bam, bam, boom, like just, and some of them were the same day, some were 2, like it is okay. So stay on task. So you meet with the breast cancer surgeon. They're going to be the ones to tell you what your options are in terms of what they saw and where you fit. Like, will you be having surgery first or will you be having surgery after treatment? So if you remember in the last video, I mentioned that if you are HER2 positive, that most times you don't get the choice to decide if you're not or if you are going to get chemo. Pretty much most HER2 positive patients are going to end up having to have chemo. Okay, so, but I was blessed in the fact that I was HER2 negative. I will say, meeting the breast cancer surgeon and her nurse practitioner was really, really awesome. I know I keep giving praise to these people, but they have been they were really, really nice to me. There were some, like I mentioned to you before, that were not as, no good bedside manner. And we'll talk about who and which one in just a little bit. But the breast cancer surgeon and her nurse practitioner, like they came in, and to be honest, we didn't meet her. She might have been the second person. I think I met the radiological oncologist first. I think that's who we had the appointment with, her and her staff. And because Duke is a teaching school, I actually met a fellow and then the actual MD or DO. And so based off my options, if I would have went one way or the other, would have determined would I have needed radiation. Also, depending on the size, would make a difference as well. So what I heard along the way a lot was, it's good that you caught it early. 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 So my brothers and sisters, once again, I want to reiterate, check your boobs, get your mammograms, It's nothing scary about it. It's a little awkward. It's a little weird when they go in and taking you and shifting your body, put you here, put you there. But in the end, it's like maybe a 15, 20-minute appointment for something that could save you the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So do it. It's worth it. I feel like for a long time, and I'm going to put a pin in and we'll come back to my story. For a long time, I didn't want to tell anybody because I couldn't believe it, but I believed it. And I told the closest people to me, I told the people that I love, not to say that if I didn't tell you, I didn't love you, I did. It's just the people that I interacted with on an ongoing basis. I told them first, and even then, like the next set of folks, I didn't tell a lot. I didn't tell a lot of people because it just was, to say it, I think made it a reality. So, and granted, like they said, I caught it early. It could have been a whole different story. It could have been way worse than what I ended up with. But at the same time, it was hard to believe. So, coming back to the story, I met with the radiologist. We'll just say radiologist for now. It's too many words, too many syllables. And she just told me that depending on the size, the grade, whether it was hormone or not. No, I didn't think I knew it was hormone. We did know it was hormone at that point. Then what would happen is if I would need radiation, but they went into talking about all of the things because my tumor, I told you, was on my left-hand side. So with radiation, it's right over my heart. And so they were saying all of the different precautions that they would have to take and all of the things. And then he had mentioned something like every day for like 3 or 4 weeks. It's not as drastic, of course, as chemotherapy, but it can be tiring sometimes. But for the most part, not really too many issues when you compare it to chemotherapy. So then I met with the breast cancer surgeon. First, her nurse practitioner, she came in and she pretty much, everything that she said, like, she was thorough. She gave everything. She gave everything she needed to. The breast cancer surgeon gave more of the, okay, this is what it truly is, what the stage is. They could not give a grade at that point, or did they? Well, no, they did. They gave the stage and the grade based off what came back from the lab. They didn't, outside of the ultrasound, that was the only testing that I had done in terms of like, I've seen where people say they've had MRIs. I've seen where people have said they have had CT scans to see. It was just the ultrasound after the mammogram, nothing extra. So what she was saying is either when they did the lumpectomy or whatever I chose to have done, they would take it and actually see what everything was based off the size, how big it was it actually bigger? Because I've seen where people have mentioned, okay, well, they told me when I first got it, it was, you know, stage 1, but once they got into my breast and they took it out, they realized, oh my goodness, it's actually stage 2 or stage 3. So the stages are based off of the size of it. And I will go into a video that gives like the exact numbers, but I'm trying to make these more so about my personal story, just the story up to pretty much as we can get through, and how I was feeling and all the things. So we'll get into the scientifics of it all in another video later. But the stage is based on the size. So anybody that particularly has like stage 2 or stage 3 will pretty much sometimes will have chemotherapy because of the size, and because they feel like at that point, because it is as large as it is, a lot of times they feel like it has had the opportunity to spread somewhere else and not know it. Because remember, cells you cannot see by the human eye. So, and it's a cancer cell, and it can travel throughout your lymph nodes, throughout your body. So, which is why once it has spread, it kind of puts you in the realm of, they a lot of times will put you in that stage 4, especially if it's gone into places like your brain, your spine, and which breast cancer can do. It can move into those places, and once it does, you are then considered to be stage 4 no matter what. Okay, so, and if you get that diagnosis when you first get your mammogram, like you go from, like, I didn't even know I had it, to stage 4. I will tell you the thing that I've had a lot of people tell me in this process, and that is there are people living daily with stage 4 metastatic cancer, breast cancer, and they're doing well, they're thriving. I know quite a few people that are doing well, and it's not to say that, girl, it's okay. No, it's never okay to end up with a diagnosis that could potentially, you know, take you away. But like I mentioned yesterday, we have no guarantee on this earth other than one day we will leave this earth. So we can't say that once we get this diagnosis, it's going to be the thing that's going to be the thing. You know, you could, lots of things. So, all right, we won't harp on that. But either way, so stage 1, I had stage 1, and then it's grades. So based off of the grade, then tells them how aggressive the cancer is. So if it's grade 1, then it's just saying, hey, I'm here, I'm chilling, I ain't moving. Grade 2 is the one that's saying, hey, I'm a little busy, but I ain't as busy as grade 3, okay? Because grade 3 is like, I'm out of here. I'm going to see everybody I can see. I'm going to pick some friends up on the way, all those things. So, and I was grade 2. So stage 1, grade 2. So small, but she was busy. And so no matter what, whether it's not, most of the time they're trying to push you. They're trying to get this thing to figure out which direction you want to go in. So, and always remember, make the choices that are best for you in your circumstances. And I will say that was one of the things that I loved about my breast cancer surgeon. And she's actually like over that department. So I got blessed to get her. She was so awesome. So awesome. Bad A, okay? We rock. But she came in, she went over all of that after her awesome nurse practitioner, and she says to me that no matter what I wanted to do, it wasn't crazy. She said the only thing that she considered to be crazy was that, you know, like if I decided not to do something or something along those lines, but just perfect, like lumpectomy. She said I had enough breast tissue at that time. I honestly could have just gone in, had the lumpectomy done and removed. But so this is the contingency: lumpectomy, automatic, radiation, not so much chemo. They won't know that with my particular cancer until they go in and do the actual cutting. So, but lumpectomy, radiation, every time. If I would have done just the single, not double mastectomy, then I wouldn't have to have any more breast exams on the left-hand side, the side that my cancer was on. But I still would have to have mammograms. I still would have to have radiation on this side. And no, I wouldn't have to do radiation, I don't believe, on the side that didn't have any issues. As long as when they got in there that they didn't see anything in my right breast. But the entire time, so when they did the diagnostic, they checked my right just to make sure it was nothing. When you have your your biopsy, after the biopsy, they go in, because they put these clips in. That's one part I did forget. I apologize. So they put these little minuscule clips in to your breast when they do the biopsy, because if they do go in and it's just a cyst, and a lot of women do have breasts that tend to become, have a lot of cysts in them. So in those cases, what they do, to put the little coil in there. And so they put it in, so anytime you have a mammogram in the future, if it comes up, somebody will already know, oh, okay, we already seen it. We know that it's just a cyst. It's nothing to be worried about, but we have that as the indicator. So they had put that in, so they do the mammogram after on like a, what they call it, like a light mammogram, just to make sure that the coil or the little minuscule piece is able to be seen, which is kind of cool. But so coming forward, and then the last option is well, not the last option, but the next option would be the double mastectomy, where you have both breasts removed. And after that, you can opt for reconstruction, or some of my pink sisters have opted to stay flat. And so when I left from that appointment, in my mind, I was like, I'm just gonna do the one side. Just do the one side and come on home. But it still left the option of, you still have this right side. You still will have to have mammograms. You still have to go. So for what? You know what I'm saying? And I will say too, she did say to me that either option was not a guarantee in either direction, that you would or would not have breast cancer returning. So don't opt for one thinking like, okay, well, if I do the lumpectomy, I don't have to worry. Or if I do because even I'm in some groups, I join all the groups. Anytime I'm in some, I'm in an autism mom group, I'm in a mom group, I'm in all the groups, because that's my personality and that's who I am. And some people like it, some people hate it, but it's okay. I'm good either way. But I'm in a group, and there's some women in there who have had recurrences that had double mastectomy, because they can't get all of the breast tissue. So they get as much as they can when they go in, but they can't get it all. And just that little smidge that's left leaves the margin for an opportunity and for it to be there, okay, and come back. So long story short, I left that appointment with the understanding that I was going to probably do just a single. But so I met her, the diagnostic radiologist, or the radiologist for radiation. She was awesome, very, very nice, very, very nice. The last person on the list who really held all of the power as to whether or not I would be needing to have chemotherapy, and that's the oncologist. And she is the one that I've been waiting to tell you about. And my last appointment with her, which wasn't that long ago, she did tell me that she is leaving. So she probably is gone. She will be gone before I get back, before I go back for my next appointment. And I'm not complaining. And I say that because when you already feel a way, and I know that you can, how's the best way I can kind of put it? I understand that in that position where we sat at that moment, if things look the way they're supposed to, then no, there would be no chemo. I can't tell you that you're gonna have chemo. I can't tell you those things. I can grasp that concept. I can pick it up. But I think that sometimes sitting down and actually listening to your patient and listening to where the fear is, and I get it, like we pretty much every appointment that we went to in the very beginning, we could hardly find somewhere to sit. So I get it, and it is their cancer building. So I get it. Like, you gotta see a lot of people shook, they working you. I get it, but I still feel like there's nothing wrong with taking that extra moment for someone who, and I'm not young. I say I am. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But at the same time, I guess in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to breast cancer, I was young compared to a lot of other people. And with that being said, Lord willing, I want to have a lot more years here on earth. I have 3 babies and a husband, but I have 3 babies that I want to see succeed as much as possible, especially with 2 being on the spectrum. I don't know what that looks like. So when you have a patient that comes in and they have concerns, listen to them. Or if you know that, because they knew that my cancer was hormone positive, and you knew that more than likely you weren't going to be discussing chemo with me until you actually got back the test results from my mammogram, or not my mammogram, my mastectomy or my lumpectomy, whatever I chose to have. So in that moment, what you should have probably said is, I'm gonna hold off on having that appointment with her, especially if you're not that girl's girl who wants to make sure that everybody's okay. You know what I'm saying? Even though you in a profession that requires you to make sure that everybody's okay. But, okay. That's neither here nor there, but she was just not very kind to me. I don't think I really cared for it. She didn't listen. I feel like she didn't listen to me. Yeah, I guess because it's kind of one of those things. I see 30 people in a day. 20 of them are just being diagnosed, and I got to listen to them 20 times talk about the same thing and not go crazy. So maybe that's, I don't know. But either way, so when I left that day from those appointments and you get home and you talk about it with your family, you talk about it with your husband, you talk about it with your loved ones, and you try to make the best decision. But what I ended up ultimately deciding was to do the double mastectomy. You probably say, Candace, you only have stage 1 breast cancer. Not only, but for me and for my mindset, it alleviated the option from having to do radiation, especially with the tumor being over my heart. And they do this. I know the radiologists do this every day. The radiologist, tech, all of them, this is what they do. They wake up, they could probably put the machines right where they're supposed to be, in their sleep. But I think I wanted to be done. When she said no more mammograms, I know a couple of friends, a couple people that personally that have told me that they did the lumpectomy. I had one person tell me specifically that she has done a lumpectomy. She's had cancer come back 4 times. And it's not to say that it's because she opted to do the lumpectomy, or it's just that it's because, unfortunately, that was the luck, if you want to call it, of the draw. So, but we don't want to say that. I didn't want to do it. So I said, I'm going to do the double mastectomy. I'm going to have them, and I'll do the reconstruction. I won't go flat. I am a woman, I am a woman and have been a woman my entire life that has had boobs. I always joke and say I believe that I came out of my mama's womb in a double D. So I want my breasts, okay? And I miss them, and I feel a little perverted. I feel a little strange because I look at women's chests all day now. Wherever I go, I'm looking, I'm like, because I'm at a stage now, I'm done with reconstruction. Well, I'm not done with reconstruction. They've done 2 parts of the reconstruction. I'm not pleased, so that's why I have to go back, because the reconstruction wasn't done the way it should have been. So I'm going back to at least get that fixed. And I'm watching though, like I look. So February 26th, 2024, I had my double mastectomy with tissue expanders. And so what they do is they put these hard things in. And I might, if I have the time and the patience to try to put some, I don't know how to, I've been out of the editing game for so long, 4 years. I said I hadn't been on here for 3, but really, I have not edited a true video in a minimum of 4 years. And a lot has changed in those 4 years. And so I got to get my bearings back with what I'm doing and how to make these edits. So if you're still here, you're still watching, you're coming back, you are appreciated. I love you all authentically and genuinely. But back to the subject, and I'm about to end because I'm at 25 minutes, and I really want to keep these as short as I can. I don't want them to be long because I don't want them to be like, she's still talking. But so they have these hardback things that they fill with silicone that they put into your skin to stretch it. There are some people that can go straight from in their surgery, go straight into their implants. I was not one of them. So he had to stretch my skin. And what they do is you go, typically they'll give you a feel in the operating room. And so when you leave, you have a little bit of something. And then you get feels depending on how your plastic surgeon wants to do it. And we haven't even talked about my plastic surgeon. I'm gonna leave him for another day too. And I'll say this because in the beginning, I felt like he was really for me, that first appointment. But he's another one. And I have some videos of a feel. So if I can find a way to create a video and I not get, you know, blocked or something or in trouble with YouTube, what I'll do is I'll try to post some of those videos so you can see what it looks like, because it's really weird to see and it's definitely really weird to feel. But to kind of skip ahead to the surgery date, well, go back to the surgery date because I started talking to you about the feels. Surgery went well. But everything seemed like it went like a whirlwind, because of course we were late, because in my mind I was like, oh, we don't live that far from 2. It's gonna be 5 in the morning because that was my report time. Who's gonna be out there early? And there was nobody out. It's just that we weren't on time. We weren't on time. So either way it goes, we get there and it kind of was like, I sat down, they came and got me, they left Marquis, of course, in the waiting room, said, we'll come back and get them. They make you do all the things. You got to make sure you're not pregnant. That ain't my portion. Okay, so they do all those things because they don't want to take the chance that you're going to hurt, harm, or endanger your fetus. That's not me. But either way, so I had agreed to do a study. So I had the young lady who was there for the study. She was supposed to be meeting me. I was supposed to be filling out paperwork for her. But when I tell you everything was like this, they got me dressed, they got me in that bed, they shot me the goody juice. And I really feel like I fell off that bed. I don't know, but I feel like I fell off that bed, because I know that most videos that I've seen, they usually have you kind of inch over onto the surgical bed. Child. I was still back there, you know, where they do your vitals and all those things. And they came put the epidural in my back. That was it. Bloop, I was gone. I believe I fell off that bed. Somebody got it in their phone. But either way, so the breast cancer surgeon, she came in, she put her little mark where she was gonna make her mark. She kept it real gangster. My plastic surgeon in there, he doing all things, marking, and you know how they mark you, so they'll know. She said, this is where I'm going. I'm taking the boobies. They going with me, and you get what's left. Okay. And Marquis, well, I'll say my husband told me that she said that she was doing her portion real early, but I opted to spend the night because of my children and my baby. My baby's really close to both of us. I won't say just me, but she's really close to both of us. And so I just didn't want to be climbed on or any of those things. And then, child, I don't even want to tell you that Nana, our only Nana, I tell you, the only Nana that my babies know, and my mama, my second mama, I'm grateful for, you know, my sis lending her to me. But she got sick, and she's our caretaker. She come all the ways, 5 hours away, to come and watch my raggedy kids. So, you know, when you have those moments where you just feel like, I just wish I had all of the things to show her how much they are appreciated. Y'all are appreciated. Shout out to y'all. But so she was supposed to come like a couple days before she got sick, or the day before. No, a couple days before, because I think they were going to come that Saturday. My surgery was on a Tuesday. And she got sick, unfortunately. And I mean, like, not that I got a cough, kind of sick, like she got seriously sick. But I'm tell you, I tell her she got a direct line to God, because she's still here by and by, getting better and better every day. So, but back to the subject. So I stayed the night, and we had somebody, had Marquis' aunt, be able to come and stay the night with them, the kids. And my oldest, she's a teenager, but she's not old enough to be in here by herself overnight. But we had an adult here for her to help out and make sure they were fed. And the nicest people in the AM surge, they were so nice too. I won't ever complain. If they ever ask me to do a commercial, I'll go. But today I got the best news, and I'm not gonna say what that news is until I am getting closer to it, and it's gonna be next week, so it's not that long. But I'm excited. I can't wait to share it with you guys. If you are here, we are building our channel. We are trying to grow, and I hope that you find me in this moment interesting enough to stick around. Please comment, please like, please share. And I do appreciate you taking the time to, even if you just let it play in your background, it is appreciated. And please come back, and we'll talk again tomorrow, because it's Vlogtober. Remember, I am recording every day in the month of October for my birth month, and in honor of breast cancer and my survivorship. And we're rooting for everybody that's in the fight. And you don't have to be just we survive every day, okay? So you're a survivor if you're here, even without breast cancer, all right? I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.